TFC currently in 5th place in the Eastern Conference, tied with Orlando, but some games in hand. What could 3 points mean to this team?
3 points would be great. I think it's a league of momentum a lot of times, and we've had a good stretch over the last 4 games and another home match. I think it's a good opportunity for us to keep solidifying kind of the direction we've been going and improve on some things, of course, but to pick up 3 points would be big. Again, we want to win our home matches.
We've seen spurts of brilliance from Ashton Morgan, particularly with his speed down the flanks. How can you get him more involved into the attack so that he can get more shots on target?
Yeah, I think with Ash, it's just I think he's done a great job actually, and it's continuing to find the right moments to get forward. And a lot of that comes off of our ability to possess the ball. As outside backs, you can't really get into an attack unless the team's holding on to the ball. And there's times where we get in a little bit of a rush to attack, and it's hard for the outside backs to join in and get good attacking positions. So it's not just on Ash; it's really on the whole team being good at securing the ball and finding the right moments to collectively move forward. And that means getting our outside backs going forward.
A lot of success is built off of chemistry, partnerships with Sebastian Javinko. Now having Josie Altidore out, who do you think skill set complements him the most to be partnered up with him?
We have options. The last game we went with Luke Moore, who is fairly similar to a Josie in that he can post up, hold ball. He's a big, strong guy. He can get in the box, win some things in the air. But we have some other options of guys who are maybe a little more slashers or who run off of the ball, who can also look to combine, but also threaten the opposition in terms of the space behind them. So we'll make a decision, which we have, but I won't announce. But we'll have our decision ready to go, and we think the pairing will be good.
We've seen the emergence also of Warren Creval's confidence playing in the midfield. Now having Colin Warner out, is that an option for you to put in the lineup as well?
Yeah, Warren's definitely an option. I think it's his natural position to play in midfield. He came to us last year as more of a defensive midfielder, really, and or a guy who can play a little bit wide in midfield. And we looked at converting him to a right back, and he did some good things. And he learned a little bit about defending in a line. But in general, he's more comfortable in midfield, and so he's an option for sure in that role. He came on the other night, I thought, against Man City and had a good showing. Obviously, was at right back, but I think his comfort is really playing in that midfield position.
It seems as though the success of San Jose basically hinges on Chris Wondolowski. He has 7 goals this season. Is that someone that this team is particularly going to be keeping their eyes on?
Yeah, I think it's always important to keep an eye on Chris. He's very clever and he's hardworking, so you have to know where he is at all times. And he's the guy that reads off of the movement of his teammates and also of the movement of our guys defending, whether they play with another high guy in Adam John or someone who's moving defenders and is active, and then Wando's looking for the second run. But I think he's a guy who moves very clever in the box, and if you lose concentration for a split second, he has a knack for finding the opportunity. So yeah, we've definitely got to know where he is. I don't know exactly how they'll line up, but no matter how it is, we've got to know where he's at all times when it gets around the box.
Dwayne De Rosario will officially be announcing his retirement this Saturday, having spent a little bit of time with him last season. Anything that you would like to say to acknowledge that?
Yeah, for me it was a pleasure working with him last year as a coach. I think he's a friend. I see him around here all the time with his kids, and it was an honor playing against him. It was unfortunate that I think he scored the goal that beat us in one of the championship games when he was in San Jose. But he was a fantastic player. He's a great ambassador for the league and for Canada, and I wish him very much success in post-career. I think he's going to be a great asset for the sport.
Above and beyond getting the ball to Wondolowski, what does the San Jose team do well?
I think they have some dangerous pieces. Shea Salinas is a very aggressive attacker from wide positions. Nyasi, same. He's crafty, he's clever, he gets into little pockets. And I think, one of their biggest strengths, Perez Garcia is also another good attacker that they've added to the team this year, but I think one of their biggest strengths is they're a good collective working group that is very honest both defensively and very honest of getting up and down the field and getting numbers into the attack. So, and they have good size that you have to deal with on set pieces. So, they have ways that they can get at you. Our job at home is to try to control the game, dictate the game, make it look like we want to make it look like what we want it to look like versus them kind of getting control of things. So, but they have some pieces that can beat you. Our job is to nullify those and take over the game if we can.
Michael wasn't too happy with the way things went against Portland. Where do you guys need to be better? I think you're talking about finishing off opponents a little bit better.
Yeah, I think there's a couple things there. One is we need to finish a couple of the chances that we had. That would have made things a little bit different. But I think even with that, is at times we get into a real rush to try to attack when a lot of our chances come when we actually string together a few passes and we bring numbers into the attack, because we have guys who can play in tight spaces. Obviously Sebastian, and give a chance for Michael to get up and join into the attack. And so for us, I think it's when we're managing games, we don't need to be in such a rush to try to counter and finish the attack in 3 passes, but to actually move our team up the field and dictate the game away from our goal and in the opposition's half at times when the moment is right. And therefore I think we can control things, solidify things, and give ourselves chances without giving away chances, if that makes sense. And so for us, it's just finding that right balance and learning again to play with the lead and not being in such a rush. However, on some of those counterattacks, we created opportunities that could have maybe put the game away a little bit earlier, but you've got to find the balance in that.
Is there any update on the injury front at all with Josie or any of the other guys?
No, Josie was on the field running today. Probably be a little bit tight if we were trying to throw him out there tomorrow. So Robbie Finley is moving around and will be available on some level. Mark Bloom was around and in training the last couple of days, so he's getting close to being available for longer minutes. I think by and large most of the others are progressing, but nobody that is officially jumping into the mix for tomorrow.
So is Alfredo's rehab going ahead of schedule?
He's doing great. Yeah, he's doing great. I would say yes, without putting myself way out there, because he hasn't done that much, but he feels great, and that's a big part of it.